Residents, farmers and border communities of Burkina Faso are expected to bear the brunt of the Bagre Dam spillage. Now, this follows an announcement from Sonabel, the power utility company of Burkina Faso and manager of the Bagre Dam and Kompienga dams. Over the years, the annual spillage has triggered widespread flooding in downstream communities in Ghana, particularly in the Upper East and Northeast regions, destroying farmlands and displacing families. The Member of Parliament for Bunkpurugu in the Northeast region, Dr. Abednego Bandim, whose constituency lies directly in the path of the spillage, joins me now in the studio to discuss the looming threat and the level of preparedness as floodwaters are expected to hit border communities. Thank you very much, Honorable. You're welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you.
So let's quickly go straight to your region. Can you share with us the communities that are going to be directly affected by this spillage?
Thank you so much. I come from the Northeast region, and almost all the districts in the Northeast region will be affected by this spillage. And the Upper East as well, almost all the districts in the Upper East. If you consider that we sit under the Burkina Faso, and anytime there is a spillage, then all the districts in both Northeast, Upper East, and some parts of Upper West are directly affected.
Do we know roughly about how many communities we are looking at?
You know, in the Northeast, for example, we have 6 districts.
Right.
And all the 6 districts are affected. Okay. So it would be difficult
so like
to make the entire region is affected.
Right.
You see, if the way it is, you know, we have the Fumbisi valleys in the western part of the Northeast.
Right.
Yeah, which comprises of parts of the Upper East, which is Fumbisi, Sandema, and then we have in the Northeast the Yakba, where farming of rice is gaining grounds.
Right.
And then we have the middle part of the region where we have Wale Wale and the Nasia rice production valleys are also affected. And in the extreme east, where I come from, Panduri, part of the upper, East Mamprisi, that is Nalergu. We are talking about Gambaga, we are talking about all those communities along that are affected.
Right, so are residents aware this is going to happen?
Well, they are aware because it is an annual ritual.
Right.
They are aware, and they know that during this time, August and September, at any time it will be spilled.
Right.
They are aware, even before the official announcements are made. However, they are just helpless. They are not able to do anything because, look, you can't take your house and relocate it.
Yeah.
You can't relocate your farm. That is where you get your daily
I
bread.
get it, but this is also a serious issue that there's not much you can do about it, even if you stay in your home. So have you been able to, or are you aware of any early warning systems or evacuation measures that have been put in place?
Yes, I'm aware that there is an effective collaboration between the 5 northern regional ministers,
right,
you know, and their NADMO coordinators, who are already going from one community to the other, educating people to evacuate, and then also take along their livestock and all of that, so that they can just take whatever they can take. But I mean, there's no much apart from that. So now we are fighting for loss of life, not people to lose their lives, but then their livelihood, talking about livestock, talking about crops and houses, will definitely be submerged and will be destroyed.
Wow, that's terrible. That's serious.
It is.
But yeah, go on.
Yes, I was going to say that already this year we had very erratic rainfall pattern.
Right.
And crops are not doing well. In fact, I'm just coming from the constituency. When I landed from the airport, then your producer called me to appear.
Because we need you here to come and tell us
exactly
how the people will be safe.
Exactly. What I saw, it's so heartbreaking because the rains didn't start early this year. We have a situation where some, insects are just destroying the crops. But whenever there are rains, then the insects are not able to overpower the crops. But in this case, this year, it is not the case. So there are destruction of these
Right.
insects
So we've been expecting this since last year because it's an annual occurrence, like you rightly mentioned.
Yes.
How prepared is the district assemblies? Do
They
you
are.
know?
Yes, like I said, the 5 regional ministers and their DCs and MCs have had regular meetings.
What has come
And
out of that? So what have they been saying?
well, in some areas, I can tell you that they have prepared boats that when the flood takes place, they will be able to go around to assist people and all of that. And I also know that they have prepared areas where they can evacuate people to go. So there are provisions of tents, you know, that people who would not have place to sleep, you know, who cannot go to lodge with relatives, can find comfort over there. So there is some preparation because
These are temporary measures
Yes.
to deal with a solution immediately it happens. But so we know, as we sit here, that next year the Bagre Dam will be spilled again. What are we going to do? How do we find a lasting solution to this?
Yes, I know. In fact, about 2 weeks ago, the majority leader, the Honorable Muhammad Yarga, met with leadership of the Northern Caucus, of which I am one, together with the 5 regional ministers.
Right.
And in that meeting, it came out that government is preparing a long-lasting solution where they would build dams or reservoirs to be able to harvest the water that would be spilled.
No,
from
this is not a tomorrow issue.
Yeah, that's what it's a long-term issue.
Very long, because if you're not going to be building dams to collect this water, it's not something that we are looking at in the very
but that
near
is what
future.
we have to do
Yeah,
eventually, so that we can also make use of that water. I mean, it can be used if it is harvested. It can be used
Irrigation
for irrigation,
stuff, yeah.
and then we can also direct it into the Akusumbo Dam and all of that. So that's a long-term solution. But there are also short-term measures that I believe government is involved in getting it.
But are there any things, you know, that residents themselves can do to mitigate their losses a bit better?
Well, for residents, apart from bringing experts for them to educate these farmers and areas where houses are submerged, there is nothing much that they themselves can do to help themselves, apart from relying on government on an annual basis. When it happens, then they rely on government through the NADMO to provide them with some food and maybe places where they can lodge until the water goes. So it's something that we need a national dialogue on, where we can have stakeholders, experts who would come together and begin to discuss solutions to this problem.
In this regard, are you privy to any measures or any help that the government would give these affected residents? Because you've mentioned that they can't do much apart from ensuring that lives are not lost. You are pretty much sure that in terms of livestock, in terms of farms, they're all going to be submerged. People's homes may be submerged. How do they bounce back?
That's a difficult one. Every year, people lose.
You are their leader. They'll be asking you this question. And you knew from last year that this would happen. So what next? After the waters have receded, how do we bounce back?
So like I said earlier on, it will be difficult to relocate, because that is where they live, that is where they get their livelihood. You can't carry your land away, you can't carry your house away. So you only have to prepare to reduce the impacts, but you know it will eventually come. So we prepare, we educate them so that the impact is minimal and not dire on them. That is,
right.
Yes.
So currently, are you aware of government's preparedness towards the spillage?
Yes, I'm very much aware. Like I said, collaboration between the Ghanaian authority and the Burkina side. I mean, basically on information, so that we are aware ahead of time, so we can educate our people and then you know, urge them, and sometimes force some of them to move from the areas that are hard hit, so that we don't lose lives. So apart from that, there is that collaboration between the regional ministers and NADMO. The NADMO head office is also aware and adequately prepared with all kinds of materials.
I like the fact that you are prepared. You know, expecting the disaster. If I can put it that way, that would happen. So if your constituents are listening to you, if they see the water coming, what should they do? Who should they call? Where should they go? Are there safe havens they can visit? What exactly practical measures that they should take? What should they do?
In fact, this has been ongoing, like I said, because it is an annual activity that they are aware of. They are aware of buffer areas where when they are hard hit, then they can move to where tents will be provided. I think if up to now, yesterday when I interacted with the regional minister, he gave an indication that they were putting up some tents in some areas, hoping that when it happened, then they will evacuate people to those areas. So we have community leaders, the assembly members, everyone is involved. So there is a lifeline that is given out there. People have it. So when they have challenges, they know who to call. The district assembly, there are the NADMO officers very much ready, including assembly members and opinion leaders in the various communities.
So there'll be temporary resettlement places for the people to be, but we don't know which specific areas yet.
Yeah, I will not be able to mention them, but I am aware through the regional minister that they have made preparations.
All right. So in wrapping up, what would be your direct message of caution to your constituents who are watching you now?
Yeah, so my caution would be that people shouldn't take this spillage for granted. Sometimes because they think that water can be toyed with. No, water comes and it comes with full force. There is a saying that we play with water only when it is in the calabash, but not when it is flowing.
Yeah.
So I will caution my people to quickly evacuate when they see water coming. And farmers particularly, but in my area, it is down the scarp that we are affected. So farmers should leave the area. I know they go there and they sleep sometimes for weeks and months, do farming before they come back home. So if they can do that only during the day and leave their farms in the night, they don't sleep there.
Very well.
It will help us a lot.
All right, thank you very much. Member of Parliament for Bunkpurugu in the Northeast region, Dr. Abednego Badim.